Okay, you've been called on a mission trip. You're so excited. You know that God has called you. So you reach out to your church and your church doesn't do any type of mission trip, locally or globally. And now you're wondering, did God actually call me on a mission trip? Or do I just have a desire to travel and want to fund it through volunteerism? Yikes. Where do we go from here? Hi, hello there. My name is Amanda. I'm a short-term missionary and a mom, and I've got a cold. I do apologize for the weird sounding voice that I have right now, all the nasaliness, but I can't breathe through my nose, so that's fun. But I'm not gonna let this cold stop me from talking about this kind of more difficult topic, which is how do you go on a mission trip when your church doesn't really do mission trips, both locally and globally? I'll start by saying that I'm blessed, that my church absolutely supports mission work, and we are very mission oriented at our church. We do lots of short-term missions and support several long-term missionaries. My sister used to be one of them. Our church really doesn't like the idea of being confined in one space because God's not confined in one space. So they try to send people out to wherever the need is and to help those mission organizations that already exist do what they do with more manpower. That's kind of how we approach it, but not every church does. And I've seen a lot of people talk about the dangers or woes or just apprehensions around doing mission trips, especially short-term trips. And all of those conversations are valid conversations to be having. So how do you go on a mission trip when you know that you've been called to one, but your church doesn't support or doesn't have mission trips available? If it were me, I would look at my church and I would see what types of organizations they do partner with. What kinds of nonprofits and different events do they host? How are they pouring into the mission of your community? Very, very locally. And if they're not doing anything like that, pouring back into the community, that is your mission trip. That is your first step. You can travel as an individual to organizations in other countries. That is a possibility if that's what you truly feel like you're called to do. But I think that the important part about mission work is knowing where God has placed you and asking where God is sending you. Obviously, if God said, hey, go down to Costa Rica and do mission work with this specific organization, absolutely do that. Listen to God. But if God just placed mission work on your heart and you know you're supposed to do something for the kingdom, start locally. Help your church grow the mission field in your community, because the mission field is everywhere and you love all of your neighbors, everyone you come into contact with. See what your community needs and help get involved in that, and see how your church can get involved with it. Maybe God is calling you to lead a team to work at a local homeless shelter or to work at an after-school program for underprivileged kids. Whatever God has placed on your heart to do internationally, you can absolutely start locally to build those communities and to build that support here. For when God tells you, hey, I need you to go to Togo, West Africa, or South Africa, or Japan, then you know that you have a community of people that have seen you do the work here. And that will mean a lot more to people who want to support you. It's really hard to get people excited about an international trip and fund that trip when they haven't seen you pour into your community here. You should be helping in your local community before you go out internationally. It's important that you do that to not only show others that you are invested in your community, but also to show God your willingness to do anything, anywhere. Not that God necessarily tests us and makes sure that we can handle things before He gives it to us. He'll do His plan with you however He wants to. I'm not speaking for God, but I know that He also says in the Bible, much that is given, much more will be received. That He talks about those people who take what God has given them and invests into it. And if God hasn't given you a solid plan of where to go on your trip, don't start searching international mission trips. Start searching ways that you can help in your community, and God will reveal it when it's time. I think sometimes we get this idea that it has to be one way, and that's the only way that you can do this thing. But when it comes to mission work, that's not the truth. Mission works and mission trips, while they are two separate things, they are always working in cohesion with each other. You can't have one without the other. You can't go on mission trips if you're not investing in mission work, and mission work is mission trips. When you're home, it feels like your everyday life, but you're still giving of that same spirit that you would give when you're on the international mission field. Start in your local community, pouring in to the needs in your community and bringing up a team of people to help you pour into those needs. And when it's time, God will lead you to the international destination that you're supposed to go to. He also might just tell you, hey, I needed you right here. And he might keep you where you are, and that is okay too. But start locally. That shows everyone around you that you are serious about the kingdom work everywhere. Not just kingdom work in El Salvador or kingdom work in South Africa, but kingdom work in your own hometown, because that's where people need God just as much as they need him in South Africa or El Salvador. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give me a nice big old thumbs up. That lets me know that you enjoy this content and you want to see more videos like this. And thank you so much for being interested in mission work. Do not be discouraged. Just because you're not going right now to a foreign country and you're kind of pouring into your local community, that is just as valid and vital to the kingdom work that we are doing through the mission work and mission trips as it is going to a foreign country. So do not sit down and despair on that idea of doing local mission work, because it's just as important. And if you have a really cool story about a local mission organization that you've been a part of, please leave them down below. I love reading about the ways that we are bettering our communities for Christ by doing the kingdom work that we're supposed to do here and abroad. And I want to hear about all of those stories and the ways that you're able to help your community see the love of God a little bit better. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.